House hacking is one of the worst investment strategies in real estate here in 2025, and it is by far the slowest and most awful way for you to build wealth. So if you want to get rich in your life before you're 70 years old, stop house hacking. Watch this video to the end. I'll explain exactly why it doesn't make a lot of sense, and then what is the alternative that's going to actually make you more money and a lot less time with, shockingly enough, less risk. Let's get into it. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am Aram. I'm a real estate investor here in the Chicagoland area. I used to be a realtor, got out of that game. I'm currently flipping 30 houses a year. So I've done every single part of the real estate investing journey. I have house hacked. I've looked at the FHA multifamilies. I own 2 apartment buildings. I flipped. I'm getting into new development. So I've tried them all, and I've figured out what actually works and what is just downright bullshit advice. So I'm here today to tell you that house hacking, which you saw from the title, is one of the most stupidest ways for you to get rich, because I want to break down what house hacking is in 2025, okay? You're an average person that makes, let's say, $40,000 to $80,000 a year, right? You saved up about 3.5%, so the average stupid real estate investor is going to tell you to go out there and buy a 3 to 4 unit multifamily, put 3.5% down, live in 1 unit and rent the rest, right? First and foremost, that same stupid investor is probably not telling you about the self-sufficiency test. So good luck finding anything that meets that criteria. Google it if you don't know what that is. So you're really stuck buying a duplex 90% of the time because the prices are too high and the interest rate's too high. So you are buying a property that's probably not really going to cash flow too well. It's going to be highly leveraged, and you're paying a high interest rate. You're bad, and bad again. But here's the problem. Real estate's always going to appreciate, right? So in 30 years, your property is going to be worth more than you paid for it. So if you can hold it for 30 years, yes, it is absolutely worth the investment. Let's say you bought a duplex for $500,000, whatever, $400,000. You put 10K down, and plus closing costs another 10. So you spent 20K, you bought a duplex. In freaking 30 years, you will have a paid off asset probably worth $600,000. Congratulations. But by then you have medical bills out the ass. You probably got more problems than you got solutions, and life ain't looking too good because you're about 75 years old, right? And if you're making $40,000 to $80,000, which is what the ideal person this investment strategy is for, you cannot afford even one tenant not paying you rent. Because imagine this. If your carrying costs are $3,000 a month, and your cash flow is $3,800 a month, right? That means you're cash flowing about $800. Congratulations. The minute your tenants don't pay, now you gotta pay $3,000 a month. Well, if you're making $80,000 a year before taxes, can you afford to swing $3,000 a month more than one time? That's a pretty risky thing, wouldn't you agree? Now, what if you had 2 months of vacancy? What if you need to make some remodeling changes? What if your tenant damaged your property? What if the mechanicals went bad, the roof went bad, a tree fell? Anything could happen in real estate. What I'm trying to get at is, yes, if you get to the 30-year mark, it'll be a great asset. But 99% of people never make it to the 30-year part because they realize along the way, this is too expensive. It's more of a headache than a liability than an asset. I can't afford to keep it. And it's actually depreciating because I'm not keeping up with the maintenance. Then I come around and I buy it off of you 60 cents on the dollar, fix it up, and I sell it to the next sucker that wants to do the same thing that you're about to do, right? So word of advice from me to you, stop house hacking. It is awful. Okay, it's the slowest way for you to make even a little bit of money. Instead, let me show you a different way, a better way. And it's not Section 8, it's not Airbnb arbitrage. I don't even know what else it is. It is the most simplest way for you to start making money in real estate. And you could take that $20,000 that you were gonna put that dumbass building that was not gonna make you any money in the next 3 to 5 years, and you can make $100,000 this year using this strategy, okay? I'm gonna give up the game. Don't even worry about it. You take your $20,000, put it aside, take about a month, educate yourself on exactly what market you're gonna be in, what your construction costs are gonna be, how to analyze the deal, and how to find off-market deals, right? You learn those things right there, which you can learn through my YouTube channel for free if you don't wanna pay, right? It's out there. You will then learn how to find, identify, and secure great off-market properties. You're going to do fix and flips with your $20,000. Now you're saying, how the hell am I gonna buy a house with $20,000? Hear me out. You take your 20, you don't buy a house with it. You dump all of it in sales and marketing, okay? You dump it in mailers, virtual callers, you hire people. Any way you could get in front of these distressed sellers and make them a bid and get it under contract. Think of it this way. Right now, I spend $9,000 and I get 2 to 3 flips every time I spend $9,000. So it's just a numbers game. If you have $20,000, let's say it's going to be a learning curve if you want to do it on your own, so you don't spend all the money in the right places. Long story short, you're going to get at least 3 flips. 3. Each of them should make you $40,000. That's $120,000 of pure profit in your pocket. That is probably a decade of cash flow that you would have received from your little house hack that was super leveraged, and you're probably not even cash flowing on, and you're dealing with all this headache. Instead, you just flipped 3 houses that took you 4 to 5 months if you know what you're doing each. Boom, you're out the way. And the way you're gonna finance them is very simple. If you are well connected and you know people with money, you've already done the hard part, which is educate yourself and put the effort in and put the money up to find the deal. You are then gonna go raise the capital from private investors to buy it. Now, if you're a little like, I don't know if I could raise $300,000, well, you already given up before you tried. That's number one. But understandable, before I got to that point, I was a little bit nervous too. You don't have to raise $300,000. See, if you're a brand new investor, you can get what's called a hard money loan. So let's say you find a great deal for $250,000 that requires $50,000 worth of rehab. Well, a hard money lender, because you're brand new, will allow you to put 20 to 25% down of purchase. They're gonna charge you some fees, and then they're gonna fund 100% of your rehab. Therefore, on that same $300,000 deal, you really only need about $60,000 to $70,000 to get the job done and make your $40,000 in profit. So now all you have to do is find 2 people with 35K. That's it. 2 people with 35K, you can start investing. And within about 4 months, if you know what you're doing, you will have a return on that investment. You will take the 70 and you will make 40. You can even give each one of those guys $5,000 a piece. They're making an obscene return on their capital within 4 months to do nothing, and you just made $30,000. Voila. That is the ultimate way to get on the path of building wealth in real estate, is by creating an active income stream, which requires a lot of time, effort, and energy and money from you. And you got to have some cojones to do this, right? But if you do it right, if you just educate yourself, like I have in the last 9 years, it is like printing money. I look at people who want to buy rental properties like, are you dumb? Why do you have 3 rentals? You are not making money. I guarantee you're not making money. If you have 3 houses, let's say you move, first and foremost, you got to move every year. Oh my God, right? Let's say you moved every single year and you find a great opportunity. Congratulations. You probably own like $800,000 worth of real estate. You probably cash flow maximum $800 to $1,200 a month. Your life has not changed. You have more problems than you have, solutions. Versus if you do what I'm teaching you how to do, this year you can make $100,000. Next year you can make $300,000. Then you could make $800,000. Like this year, I'm on track to make $800,000, right? That is more than all 3 of those house hacks, the value of all 3 of those house hacks. Now, if I'm making this kind of net profit every single year, right? How much rental property can I buy overnight? As much as I like, right? If I have $400,000 left over at the end of the year to buy rental properties, I could buy $1.2 million worth of real estate. Now, at that scale, rental properties start to make sense because my cash flow is always going to be more than anything else, right? If 3 tenants don't pay, I don't care. I'm not really breaking the bank. If there's a furnace that needs to be replaced, I don't care. I'm not breaking the bank, right? Because we have equity in the deal, right? We're not super leveraged, and we have decent cash flow. And I'm getting tax benefits. Ultimately, the way you want to do it in real estate, and I wish I knew this sooner. It took me almost 9 years to learn this. The rental property game is the end goal. It is not your first step in the industry, okay? You want to start by building an active income stream, whether that's a business completely outside of real estate, whether that's wholesaling, being a realtor, being a flipper, whatever the hell, even Airbnb arbitrage, whatever you got to do to make active income, you do it in the first 3 to 5 years. And then you will see naturally you end up buying rental properties to avoid paying taxes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the game. So you could either be the sucker that is dropping their life savings to own a house that they can't afford to upkeep and maintain and sell to me in like 5 years, or you could be the smart person, invest in yourself, start a business, and make $100,000 this year. If you want to learn exactly how, you want to save the shortcuts, you want the shortcut to this, you don't want to learn it on your own dime, I've already spent all the money. I've already learned through all my mistakes. You can learn directly through me. Links in the bio. But if you're broke, if you're cheap-minded, if you don't like to invest in coaching, I completely understand. I used to be that way too. All my videos will teach you a lot of things you need to know to at least get started, and then you will learn along the way. But this is the better way to invest in real estate. All right? Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next week.